Welcome back. Outside Minds podcast. Because you've already seen too much, bro.
They only added it so it could be like a ritual.
They're saying there's these, the end of times, right? There's all these signs.
Do you think we would know? Like, do you think the general public would know this game?
Take a picture for $5. You have a purpose in life, and if you don't fulfill it, you will come back until you fulfill it.
Welcome back to another episode of the Outside Minds podcast. I'm your host and creator, Stilo Free. This is the other host and creator,
Dog420.
And we got a special guest today. We call him Fizz. I'm going to let him introduce himself and let our listeners know a little bit about himself and where he comes from and where they can find him.
What's happening? We in that Outside Man podcast right over here. What's happening with y'all? How y'all doing?
Yep. So what's going on with you, bro? Have you been dropping any music lately?
Just riding the wave right now. Just getting all the riding, sharpening the tool, kind of get all that, just wearing dad hats and skull caps.
That's what's up, bro. So tell them a little bit about, the place you grew up and all that kind of stuff. If you do music, what kind of music you're into, and stuff like that. And then maybe we'll get into some conspiracy theories and stuff like that, bro.
Yeah, man. We've grown up together, man. We from the South Bay.
Yes, sir.
Staying up in Weimar.
Hey, come in close. Actually, I'm gonna pull you back a little bit that way. Yeah, no. Come up. Yeah, there you are. Yep. For sure.
Yes, we up in the South Bay over here in Weimar, Long Beach, everywhere, all the way down to LA. We connected, man.
Yes, sir. So let us know what your last project was and what your next project's gonna be.
So right now, I worked on the Dark Man Theory. That's on SoundCloud. That's on my Instagram, Fizz Iota.
Okay.
Go ahead and check me out. Some little raps here and there, some very, deep thought lyrics. Try to get you into the mind and break down the bars and all that. It's all for you to decide.
That's what's up. Outside mind shit. You know what I'm saying? So what's your favorite song that trips you out? You know what I'm saying? I would say when I was probably 16, I would say my answer would be Dance with the Devil.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. But I was thinking more like Kim and stuff, because that was more, I heard about that before Immortal Technique, because I was in 5th grade listening to that stuff.
Yeah, my man Immortal's a god, bro. He definitely is definitely on some theories, definitely on some expanding a lot of foreign policy stuff, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, my shit right now, I'm on Solo, Ab-Soul from Carson.
Okay.
Arson. My shit was probably Bohemian Grove for sure.
Okay, yeah, we be talking about Ab-Soul a lot. We were talking about his Do What Thou Will album, you know what I'm saying? What kind of tracks do you like from Ab-Soul?
Man, all of them. All of them are great. All of them. All that, the new shit, the Herbert shit, the Soul Burger shit, all the new stuff that he brought out right now, I'm on it heavy.
Okay, that's what's up. Heck yeah. So I love Ab-Soul. I love Kendrick. I'll probably say the song that trips me out the most right now is Reincarnation by Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? What about you?
I don't been listening to music much lately, bro. Yeah. I'm all podcasts. And
Kim by Eminem.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's old school, but that's one of the wildest tracks for sure. What's funny is watching the younger generation listen and react to that song because they've never heard it. And they're just like, "What the fuck?" I thought the new, Eminem was crazy. And it's this is what we grew up on.
Yeah, for real,
I mean? This is why we're not sensitive to topics.
Yeah. And that new, we're supposed to do a podcast about that new album. What was it called
Gambit,
again?
Yeah.
What was the album called again? I don't even remember.
Houdini? No. Houdini was the song.
It was a good album.
Yeah.
It was a good album.
Yeah.
But, what's your favorite Eminem song, bro?
Man, the one he was talking about, the shrooms, man. That was on the Slim Shady LP.
Yeah, Purple Pills.
Nah.
I'm Shady. I never meant to give you my shrooms, girl.
I never get to give you my shrooms, girl.
But now you're sitting here, now you're sitting in the room corner crying, and now it's my fault. It's called My Fault.
There you go. There you go. That was fire, man.
Drug Ballad was the one, back in the days. That was the one that's that one hits hard,
that the joint with him and Royce.
I don't wanna, but I gotta stay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's the sound of
Drugs
a bottle
really
when it's
got a hold
holding
of
you,
me.
swallow
Yep.
and drown in your sorrow. And tomorrow you're probably gonna want to do it again. What's a little minor fluid between you and a friend? Screw it. What's a little bit of alcohol poisoning?
What's a little fight? Tomorrow you'll be boys again. That's the
Good
classic
song,
right
good
there.
song,
yeah.
bro. Yeah, when we were driving up and back from Big Bear.
Yep.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, bro.
Cancerous.
So we were talking conspiracies before you came on this week, and then you told me about one of your favorite books. What's it? Is it Beyond the Pale Horse?
Along Came a Pale Horse by Bill Cooper.
Yep.
Definitely breaks down.
That's the one.
Have you read that one?
I haven't read it, but I've got the breakdown through like Isaac Weishaupt and stuff because that's one of that's his red pill daddy, as he calls him. That's who put Isaac on back in early 2000s and made him start blogging and stuff.
Okay. Okay. If you were to give us just a rough synopsis of that book, just break it down for us real quick.
Real quick, it's just like my man just talking about the CIA, going into making the whole layout of an electrical circuit, the input, the output of the whole government, you know what I mean? The corporate, mindset of what they're trying to control,
He's just exposing everything.
Yeah.
The guy talks about UFOs, talks about, the different types of,
What did he say about UFOs?
UFOs, he said that, they're definitely live capturings of like, U.S. Navy SEALs and submarines that caught glimpses of it, you know what I'm saying? Like even like on their tours and shit. And he comes back and he basically they break it down for him, you know what I mean? And
It's crazy how many UFO stories and stuff like that are like surrounded like in the waters, and they have bases underwater and stuff like that.
oh yeah, definitely.
The newest like conspiracy I've been seeing is that UFOs, like all that, it's actually the government and not even
Yeah.
like
They're
not
testing
even
shit.
an
Just
extra.
just
testing
anti-gravity
shit.
technology.
Yeah, because
that-
they have the technology, so it's like there's not even such thing as aliens or UFOs, but they're pushing the agenda so they can cover their technology.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
That's Project Bluebeam for sure, for sure.
Yeah. That's what led to Project Bluebeam.
I think the most surprising thing for me is how intertwined the story of human spirituality and Christianity, and even just like all kinds of other religions and like orbs and UAPs and all that stuff is just like super interconnected. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. Nah, even with that said, like when he breaks down just like how you can break down the theory, like say JFK, for instance, just an example, and they had CIA operatives going into every single auditorium, any college, any place that they were discussing about JFK assassination things. You know what I mean? And now we got like a whole fucking.
What would they be doing? They'll be spying, or they'd be planting ideas, or something.
They'd be planting
like
ideas. They'd be planting ideas and just disrupting misinformation and just on purpose. And he was big on that. They were big on just showing like how big the government will go in and basically make you talking shit. Like, oh, I got a video. And then change the video. Come back and do some other thing. Oh, I changed this video and this is the real video all the time.
Does he talk about the moon landing?
They do talk about the moon landing. They talk about how it's just like, oh, that Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah,
and
I was just about to say it does go into Stanley Kubrick because, like I said, there's actually a documentary. We should check it out. But it's these three guys, and the title is like a mixture of all the Stanley Kubrick's movies in one, but it breaks down the decoding of that with NASA and stuff like that. So we should definitely check that out. Isaac had him on the podcast. So
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that he has in his movies about NASA and like pictures and stuff like that.
And then there's that interview that he said released this like 7 or 10 years after my death, and he admits to working with NASA and recording in their studio and helping fake the moon landing.
Hey,
what? Yeah.
Look, if you want to keep it a buck, every astronaut that has been recorded in NASA, they're all actors.
Oh yeah,
They have actor next to their job. Their job title.
They have IMDb's?
Their IMDb's
well,
are right there.
NASA has a film studio on set that is public
that makes
knowledge.
sense. That
They have a
makes
film
sense,
studio on set. I mean, it's
Technically, they have to, since we're filming them on set, so they have IMDb.
They show you how
but-
they practice underwater. That's
Yeah,
why they have the film studio. But then,
yeah.
why wouldn't they just use that to
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
fake it if they
Exactly.
perfect it down there? And they got a great director like Stanley Kubrick. You know what I mean? It ties in, and there's, like you said, there's a lot of Easter eggs, like the little kid wearing a NASA shirt, and then all these other little stuff from like I think it was The Shining. He was wearing it, one of the little boys in the house. But yeah, there's a bunch of little Easter eggs about NASA and stuff like that.
See, I don't know if I can believe that we landed on the moon. No, I don't know.
Who recorded them leaving? And think about it. It's in the 60s. There's
You
no
know what
remote,
I heard?
There's no remote control.
You know what I heard? I heard that they actually landed on the moon, but all the footage fucking sucks, so they fucking redid it.
Yeah, well, how are they going to press record and watch them leave? Who's going to retrieve that footage? If we're in the 60s, we don't have nothing that can airdrop footage. You know what I mean?
It's like getting a package from China, and I want to get this shit returned. I'm not gonna fucking wait for that shit to get returned from China and get all my shit like the way I wanted to.
It was the Cold War, and we wanted to prove a point to Russia. So it was like, why not fake the landing? Because we have the Hollywood technology. Why not beat Russia in this Cold War and say we did it, and then somehow destroy all the technology?
Yeah, what I was actually gonna say was I can believe that we faked the moon landing, but I don't think space is fake. Do you guys think space is fake?
I don't think space is fake.
The big old vacuum.
Bro, I can see the moon and stuff. It's not a fucking whatever they claim it to be, a light that they turn on and off. Like, that's dumb.
And then it's supposedly also another part of an older planet that broke off and got dragged over here. And
what I do believe is space is infinite, and we're just literally a speck, but it doesn't mean we're nothing. No. I think we could be one of the most advanced civilizations out there. We could be, but there could be some that are way more advanced.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're not that advanced.
No, I don't think so either.
I
think there's way more to it.
I do, because think about the boom from the 70s till now. Think about how fast, because if you go back to the early 1800s and then you go to the early 1900s, there was not that much of a crazy difference. But then you go after that and it's crazy.
Yeah, but if you think about that, like think about how many people have already had spurts of growth like this. Technologically,
but that's
not
what
people, but races of aliens that could be out there.
No, for sure. But throughout our recorded history, who do you know that had this advanced technology for a fact?
So that's the thing. We don't know if our recorded history is from the beginning or not.
I know, but as of the narrative for today, who has the most advanced? We do.
Yeah.
Right. So
I mean, speaking of that. They did find those big fucking pillared fucking coil things under the fucking pyramid this week.
Right. Yep.
That's what I was going to bring up next. But that's why I said from what we know from our recorded history, we in fact have the most technology. Because to go back the last 1,000 years or whatever, there was nothing like this. They had spears, bro. You know what I mean? And they were throwing rocks.
Yeah.
Neanderthals and all that.
And when was the wheel invented? You know what I mean? It's like
there was a lot of species I think that also just took parts of the world, and they had a lot of their technology there, and we used it, and it was basically scribed off. Just like anybody has a tag and your name on it, they're gonna scribe you off if they don't like you. If you're not portraying to the agenda.
The victor writes the history for sure. That's what we know. But speaking of those pillars, bro, 2 kilometers long. You know how long that is?
Bro, that's 4 times the size of how big that pyramid is.
Yep. 2 kilometers, 4 or 6 pillars with coils wrapped around it.
Perfectly
and one
aligned.
one of the theories back then was that it's a power generator. And they used to be made of solid gold on top too, remember?
Yeah.
And it is faced perfectly with the stars and the sun.
Yeah.
It's perfect. So and then they have the big cylinder or blocks under the pillars which go even further. So it's like obviously they didn't dig and build underground, but that means that a lot of that area had been covered. So if that goes down that deep, what else is around that deep?
I think they were using the resonance of the earth to resonate in those chambers to send fucking energy up those things and shit.
Well, I heard there's like a body of plasma at the very bottom, something like that.
There's 2 resonance chambers.
There's a reservoirs.
Yeah,
down
there's
there.
2 resonance cubes. Yep. So what I think was they're using those resonance chambers to fucking send electricity up to that pyramid to fucking point it up and shit. And what I think they were doing, because they were aligned to the stars and shit, it had a fucking
It had a radius. It had a big radius
and
of
had
energy.
a different energy. Because people are saying like, oh yeah, they supplied the city with energy.
No.
Nah, bro,
No.
they were supplying the humans' consciousness
Yeah.
with energy. So
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
a higher
It's
electric energy matrix grid above the one we exist on now.
It's a vibrating force.
Yeah.
Like it's not turn on a light force.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
know they didn't have
Yeah.
lights. They had fire, I'm sure, but like how do you think they lit up those inside of the dark tunnels? I'm sure they had some sort of electricity, if you want to call it, however they did it, and I'm sure it lit up inside there. Besides the
I don't think they needed to be in those
because
tunnels, bro.
you had to build them. They were in there for some reason, but the thing was, there was these tunnels in these pyramids, and they had no places for fire. You know how usually they have the little things to put up your torches as you walk down the hallway? There was none of those in there. And then they had like solid walls made up of limestone or whatever. And they were saying like they had some sort of energy to light this place up because it's pitch black and they have nowhere to put, torches. So there must have been some sort of light factor going on in there. They did something inside for sure.
Yeah, I think it also
They
brings
weren't
it back.
tombs.
It also definitely brings
They definitely
back,
weren't tombs. For
That,
sure.
that was the big story that we were taught growing up.
Yeah,
is that they were all tombs,
Yeah.
but
I feel like the Christ consciousness was definitely high, definitely like on in all parts of the world that also connected to that singular part to just project out. I mean, if that was also the true, they were able to connect around all different parts of the world.
Yeah,
easy.
yeah. I mean, that's why there's monolithic structures in
there's-
several different parts of the
there's
world.
identical structures all around the world.
Yeah.
Mexico,
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory, bro?
Whew. There's a lot of them. There is a lot of. I mean, I like words because I'm a wordsmith too. It kind of just dates back to how everything kind of just where does this come from? Like
Etymology?
I mean, like simple words will be like, at the top of my head, I'm trying to. It's a certain word that means like strictly just friendship, and it was named after a philosopher that was Greek, and he was what's the term I'm trying to think of right now? I can't think of the word right now. I'm trying to put it in words right now, but it's definitely like strictly a word that just means a friendship based non-sexual, right? But literally the guy himself was having sex with his
Plato,
students. Platonic. There you go.
But
Yes.
what's that in a conspiracy form? Why is that your favorite conspiracy?
It's one of my favorites because it's like everybody wants to say, yeah, Plato was this and he created all these, philosophies and different words and all that stuff. But Platonic is like gymnasium also was like another word for naked. It's gymnasiums in all the schools. Like a gymnasium is relevant to the school system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
They were teaching kids and all this stuff, but really they were just having sex with him.
That's crazy. What's your second favorite conspiracy theory?
Oh man. So damn. I mean, I definitely am into the pyramids. The pyramids are a big one. The pyramids are a very big one because I mean they had such high technology at the time that they were at. You know what I'm saying? Like 6,000 years, 10,000 years. Atlanteans. Coming alive. And
I love Atlantis.
yeah, Atlantis is a great one too. Like
I love
that's
that.
that's
That's one of my
also a good
favorites.
combination for sure.
Yeah.
Like pyramids
What
and
about you?
Atlanteans.
I mean,
Do you have any new favorites?
new favorites is. Damn, what are the new favorites? There's so much new stuff.
I
going
posted about
on.
my favorite.
Well, what was that, real quick? While I
Oliver North, the CIA,
okay,
and
yeah.
Iran Contra.
so yeah,
okay.
I was.
Oh my God,
I
bro.
was digging into that yesterday. Actually, today earlier.
Tell us what you know, bro. Lead us through it.
Well,
what
I
you
know that Oliver North and
he was like head of the CIA or something, right?
he was part of some. I don't think he was head of something. It wasn't the CIA itself. It was like a factor of it or something. But him and what was that other weird ass name? Anyways, yeah, they were involved through Reagan, right?
Yeah.
So they were supplying weapons to the Contra, which was like a group, sort of like a communism agenda, and they wanted to keep the people from that country to turn into a democratic state. They wanted to keep.
Oh
them.
They were definitely into democracy for sure.
So what they were doing was funding the operation.
Yeah.
With,
So
with
basically,
drug money.
Yeah. So basically, what I think was happening. This is what was happening. I think the CIA was buying cocaine from Nicaragua to fund their rebel groups because they didn't want their government to be communist. They wanted it to be democracy, so they were funding them, and they were taking, and then they were taking those drugs and they were fucking
flooding it into the.
Fucking selling it in fucking the streets of the U.S.
And
right?
They're actually selling it to a couple countries, but they started to get into heroin, like in France.
They were also selling guns to Iran to fund the whole operation, right?
Yeah. So they were taking the profit of the drug money, buying weapons, funding the Contra, and then in hopes for them to take over. And they did get indicted, and then guess who pardoned them 7 years later?
Reagan?
Bush.
Oh,
yeah. So there's no direct
senior or junior?
Junior. Yeah. There's no direct ties to Bush and the operation, but I mean, come on.
Yeah. These are just conspiracy theories, guys.
yeah. I mean, but they were literally convicted, like. Him and what is that weird name? Weinberger or something? Poindexter.
There you go.
There you go. Poindexter. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, him and they're all convicted and pardoned and stuff.
Yeah, guys. Google Iran Contra, Oliver North,
and Reagan.
CIA.
Reagan had his connects keep him out of it because that it was a big part of that. Everyone believes he was the one running the whole operations, but other people went down for him and stuff. So he was all cleared of everything, and then right before Bush left office, he pardoned all those fools.
Yeah, the Boland Amendment was also a very heavy, just an amendment to just basically let the president do what he wants in his foreign policy.
Explain that a little bit more.
So
did you learn that in the book?
I saw some stuff on Wikipedia. I also saw on Google.
They had just put that in effect so it could benefit them.
It can basically be a loophole for him.
Yeah, so they can say we're not doing anything wrong.
We're funding we're just funding up
our operation with it. Like there's nothing we're doing wrong.
We're using foreign governments. We're using outside sources that you don't know about, but we're using them.
What about the JFK files, bro?
Redacted who? Israel. All of Israel,
bro,
redacted.
Bro. And then to top it off, like the allies that were supplying all this shit, Israel was also in the line.
So that's been the latest episode of Outside Minds, guys.
They've been running it forever.
Yeah, man. They've been there.
We know who's in charge.
Yeah.
So we might have to do a whole episode about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those guys are heavy. They're just like they're like the backdrop of everything. They like to claim, they have the most money to be able to fund things. And
random fact, Netanyahu, that's not really his name.
No, it's a Polish name.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's a Polish name.
He changed it to sound more Jewy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot the fucking name.
You got any predictions for this year, bro?
Man, stop this fucking genocide, man. I hope this genocide stops. That's what I'm praying. Because I just seen kids getting their fucking heads blown off and shit, and it's bad. It's bad. Like we're
predictions.
Another major event with catastrophes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm a little more hopeful.
I say by the end of the year though.
My prediction is that the Ukraine and Russian war is gonna shut down.
Yeah, definitely.
It's probably gonna be more in Russia's favor.
Yeah, but
it's gonna have to do with the Trump administration. Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's my prediction.
They're gonna try and make a white savior for sure.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been another episode of the Outside Minds podcast. Go ahead and let them know where they can find you at.
You can go ahead and find me on Instagram, Iota11, or you can find me on my SoundCloud, Complex City. That's also another stage name that I go by, but PDEX is another one that I'm trying to get into because it's just like it's kind of just flowing into the personality and everything. But yeah, check me out.
Yes, sir. So, well, that's another episode of the Outside Minds podcast. We out.
I'm Dot 420, by the way.
I'm Stilo Free.
Peace. Big Fizz.